If you hate your job, then you should quit. But before you do, I want you guys to watch this video because I have some important ideas I want to share about this topic. Alright, so I have worked a variety of jobs so far in my life, and I have quit almost all of them to this day. I'm not a super big proponent of job hopping endlessly, but I am a big proponent of not staying at a job that you hate for way too long and wasting your time and your life. I feel like there's a lot of people out there, including a very young version of myself, who was always afraid of, quitting a job that I didn't like. Whether that be because of the nature of the job, it wasn't fulfilling, it just felt like I was wasting my day, my coworkers, the work environment, people, most people I feel like can relate. They probably have a job they work right now that they do not like, and if they did not get paid, they would not show their ass up. I would argue most people are like that. This is not saying that like everybody should just quit their jobs, but this video is mainly I want to explain how like you can easily waste away years of your life doing like nothing, just working the same job over and over. If you look around you, your coworkers and stuff, ask them how long they have been working there, how long have they been at this company, at this position, and if you look at them, a lot of them will tell you that they've been doing the same jack shit for like years on end, and the scarier thing is that a lot of them are fine with it, and then you start to think that like when people ask themselves, where did the time go, time is flying by now. I'm 30 years old, I'm 40 years old, well, the time went to your fucking job. They went to you just not thinking about what you want to do with your life. Don't go with the fucking flow, man. Do not go with the flow. I know as a young person, it might be tempting to just kind of like, you have all these new spontaneous experiences, things you'd never experienced before, new jobs, new people, new environments, and it can all feel very stimulating and exciting, you want to try the next new thing. A lot of people, young people, have failed to plan. They just go by day to day, week by week, maybe month to month, and then they just take what happens, and then a lot of people get comfortable doing the same thing over and over. And when it comes to a job that you hate, this will destroy your life, because like a job takes up probably for most people 8 hours of your day, right? That's like minimum. Like if you count transportation to your job, and all the extra stuff here and there, it's a little bit more than 8 hours. But the truth is, it will take up most of your day, more than half your day. And if you spend decades of your life working a job you hate, then you have spent like most of your life doing something you hate. All right. And like if you have a high-paying job that you hate, then this applies to that too, man. Like if you have a high-paying job you hate, think about your life when you're 60 years old, you're 50 years old, you look back. Would you be like, how would you feel about trading most of your days for some cash? I'm not saying that if you have a high-paying job, you should quit right now. There's strategic ways to play this game, but like don't fall into the trap of doing the same thing over and over and over, and you're not happy every day, and you just you don't do anything different, you don't change anything, because if you don't change anything, nothing's gonna change, man. Like a lot of people have a fear of quitting their jobs. Like a lot of people they feel like they've been here so long, they invested so much of their time in their life, and if they quit, then what do they do next? They're afraid of what other people might think, what their boss might think, what their coworkers might think. A lot of people, their social circles are based around work, and that is a quite dangerous place you want to be. You don't want to be. Like you don't want the work to be your life. Work is just to make money and make you feel fulfilled or reach your goals, right? At least that's how I see it. Like you are your job to an extent, but like you don't, if your job is something you hate, then you're gonna hate yourself. That is what I'm trying to say. So Yeah, man, if you are at a job you hate right now or you don't like, like if you try to find another job that interests you and aligns with your long-term goals, and quit your damn job and go to do that new job, all right? Or find something that you seriously want to do with your life. If you're a young guy, you're less than 30 years old, all right? If you're less than 40 years old, like whatever your age you are in your life, you're not gonna get any younger. Like think of in 5 years, in 10 years, and more, like what do you want to look back on and feel proud of and say that fuck yeah, that's the shit I did. And if your current situation is not looking like what that 6-year-old version of you wants, then start changing some things around, man. Don't be afraid to quit your job, man. Fuck what your bosses think. They don't really give a shit. All right. Do you know how fast they go through new employees, man? Like this shit is routine for them, man. So like, don't feel bad about quitting your job. You need to look out for yourself first, your own personal goals first. Because if you don't, all you do is slave away, then in a couple of decades from now, a couple of years from now, you're gonna start regretting you for not doing anything.